As a pediatric physical therapist, I was incredibly disappointed to see that the positioning instructions for the Skip Hop Activity Center specifically state to have the babies up on their tiptoes and not with their feet flat on the platform. It's really important that parents understand the potential consequences of following these directions because extended amount of time on the tiptoes can have a major effect on your baby's motor development. Not all babies that are in activity centers have these negative effects on their development, but it definitely places them at a much higher risk. Now, when I say tiptoes, I don't just mean very on the very tippity top. Even if the little ones are up on the balls of their feet here, that has the same effect. Babies often go on their tiptoes in these activity centers because the sling seats that they're in do not provide a lot of support. And if the babies don't have either the strength or the support at their core, they're going to cheat. They're going to find other ways to try to keep themselves up. And that's through extension. So that'd be the tiptoes, arching back, pressing back into the back of the seat there. Now, if babies spend too much time on their tiptoes, this arching and extension becomes a dominant movement pattern and it carries over to when they're playing on the floor. So what you could see on the floor is during tummy time, the babies are in a Superman position where the arms are up and literally only their tummy is in contact with the floor. This is going to affect their ability to learn to roll. If they're sitting, they're going to be pressing back into support. And so if they're trying to sit like this, they're arching backwards because that's what their body knows how to do. Without proper tummy time where the babies learn to use all their core muscles together, it's really hard for them to learn how to crawl. And then when you try to stand them up, whenever they're upright, all they know then is the tiptoes. So they're sitting there trying to stand at the couch and they're up on their tiptoes. You're trying to help them to walk and they're up on the tiptoes. And we do not want babies to learn how to walk while being on their tiptoes. I've worked with countless kids who have developmental delays because of all this extension movement patterns. And if I walk into a house and I see one of these activity centers, the very first thing I'll tell parents is that we need to stop using it. When I heard that Skip Hop was recommending the babies be on their tiptoes, I literally lost sleep over it. I was questioning myself. Like my whole career, I've been talking about babies having their feet flat on the floor. Like, was there something I was missing? And I just couldn't figure it out. And then all of a sudden it occurred to me. What I figured out was in making this recommendation, Skip Hop was not thinking like a physical therapist like I was. They were most likely thinking from a marketing perspective and how to help babies have the best time and have the most fun in their product rather than what is the optimal positioning for babies at this age. And from a marketing perspective, it makes sense. I mean, if a parent's talking to another parent being like, yeah, my baby loves this, you should get one, they get more sales. But then down the road, physical therapists like myself will see babies that have delays and have atypical movement patterns because they spent too much time in these activity centers and have spent too much time on their tiptoes. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for babies having a great time and a lot of fun. I'm a dad too, but I don't want it to be at the expense of their development. Now, you might ask, well, what do we use instead? Because we need the babies to be safe while we go do things around the house. You got to go to the bathroom, got to get the bottle ready, anything like that. I totally get it. What my favorite thing to do is have one of the gated, enclosed play yards for the kids, because that way the kids have the freedom to move around. They can have their floor time, sitting, crawling, pulling up to stand as long as it's secure on itself. And then the parents can also choose which toys are in there, so the babies have a variety of toys that they can play with. You can circle the toys out and it works great for everybody.